Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday live stream. I got a lot of things to go over. So before we jump in, let me just make a preface of this. And if you are a thumbnail investor and you took a look at that thumbnail and you thought to yourself, well, this is going to be a hit piece on Solana, it's going to be awful. It's not what we're here for. I'm here to try to get to the truth and what is actually going on, and just to point out some obvious things that are happening. And let's just go through it and run from there. So the first thing is this. There is a really good interview over at CoffeeZilla. Also, he's got two channels. One is CoffeeZilla, which is like a long form type of platform on YouTube. And then he's got VoidZilla, which is supposed to be shorter video. This one was quite long, over an hour or so. And he's interviewing Hayden. And this is an interview that essentially this kid pretty much incriminates himself and says he's essentially doing insider information trading. And that is what is going on with what happened with Libra and apparently with the token Melania, which are both on Solana and are meme coins. Now, I will just say that the video was quite long, and you can watch the whole thing. I linked in the description, and you definitely should. And the whole point of this is for you to understand just how far back you are and how the deck is stacked against you for meme coins. And I want you guys to, if you're okay, I mean, I've always said this, and I'll say this again. It's gambling. As long as you know it's gambling, it's okay. You're an adult. You can do whatever you want to do. So as long as we're good there, then let's just move forward. Unfortunately, sometimes, you know, you've got some people with the hand on the scales and they're really screwing you over, even if you're gambling. And that just happens sometimes. That's why the mafioso tactic worked pretty well, and they were into gambling after all the illegal stuff. So again, check that out. And I will just, before we break into it, say is that the tools that you use are not always evil. I know some people have pointed out to me that Solana is purely evil and it is the worst chain of all time, and VC coins and all that stuff. And yeah, sure. Here's the thing. It's just a tool. It's a utility. I believe that crypto products are agnostic. Whatever it is they do is whatever they do. It's the people behind them that screw it all up for everybody. And just like in 2022, when the Sam Bankman-Frieds, the Voyagers, the Celsius, the Mashinskis, they all screwed everybody over, the guys over at ETHEREUM Capital, it's not so much the projects, it's the people behind the projects that screw everything up. And just so you know, Solana is down 40% over 30 days, and it might go down farther. So take that information as you will. But to me, again, it's just a tool. You know, you have a knife, cut into a juicy, delicious steak and everything's good, or you can stab somebody. That's pretty much what it comes down to. The same analogy can be said with guns. And I will say that there are some projects like Helium, which has a working product right now. It's built on Solana. It's not all meme coins. And you can actually use this to get talk, text, and data for like $15 a month. Or I think it's like 15. Let's see, what is this one? 15 for air, or $30 a month for unlimited data. And that's a plan right now. Like, I don't know how many different products out there that have actually working product that you can actually use it in real world. So, I mean, that's just one thing. But the other part of that coin is meme coins. And there's a boatload of them, and they all suck. And they're great if you can get in early. But the only ones that are getting early that you're going to see are the insiders and the ones that scalp. And they're going to hear this term a lot: scalping, scalping, scalping. What is scalping? Essentially what this is the insiders will say, hey, we're going to release this token called Libra. And when we release it, as soon as possible, before it really just starts to go up higher in price, you're going to be able to get in as fast as you possibly can, buy up as much as you can, raise the price up, and then you can dump it on people or whatever you want to do. And that's essentially scalping. They're getting as early as possible because they know the listing time, the listing date, they know where to get it. They have all the money in play. They know what's happening. They know where the pools are and everything else. So if you think that you're playing in a fair deck, you are absolutely incorrect 100%. So this goes through a long, windy road. And this is from a Solana floor. And this is a gentleman, DeFi Tuna founder. I love these names, Caveman Dirk, and Ben Chow are talking. And I don't know how the heck this actually happened, but Dirk here is recording the conversation that they're having via Zoom, and it's pretty damning. And you can watch that. I'll also link this in the description, but you really want to take a look at the CoffeeZilla interview, and also the one I'm going to talk about in a second. And he pretty much just admits to insider trading, and it's insane. 23 minutes long, and that's it. And you're asking yourself, well, who is Ben Chow? Ben Chow is this guy that apparently has already gone through legal proceedings with the United States of America for insider trading. He was convicted in 2016 for 34 counts of conspiracy to commit securities fraud. And now, of course, he's wrangled himself into meme coins and Solana, which I got to tell you, sometimes I think about Gary Gensler. Maybe he was right. Ha, what a twist there, huh? Anyhow, so we got that. And this is the guy I want you to really scroll through. This is Beanie. And Beanie, I guess he's an old school investor, crypto native since the early days. I don't know what that really means, but he's sure. Went in all in on DeFi summer, then tripled down on NFTs. Not a good investor so far, but maybe he's done some other stuff. He's a VC at GM Capital, so take this for what it's worth. And this has been all over. And he lays out some pretty good points about how there's just some individual people that are really good at trading, but now it looks like they've all been getting insider information. There's a person by the name of Nassim. I guess that's his handle. And apparently he's the most profitable sniper on Solana, and he's made over $100 million in the Trump token. And this is how they did it. And they lay it all out. And it's just kind of interesting how just these individuals can be so successful again and again and again. And this whole thread it goes long, it goes deep and talks about here's Ben Chow from Meteora. Meteora is the company that was responsible for Melania and also Libra and apparently Haktua in some way, shape, or form. At least Ben Chow was. I don't know if Meteora was. So the Haktua token, which was also a pump and dump, was orchestrated by this gentleman right here. He was part of the pre-launch, brought in Cherry AI, Kelsey, and everyone else. His right hand is Pedro, works with the KOLs. And this is another big thing. There's going to be a lot of names released pretty soon, apparently, about all the key opinion leader, or what some might call influencers, who were given insider information for this token, Libra. And those names are going to come out relatively soon, hopefully. And I am 100% that. Would love to see who was involved in this. So if any of that you've been watching on YouTube talked about Libra, you can guarantee they were in on it and they got some kind of inside information. And I'll just leave it at that. So there's that piece. Oh, and it goes deeper. Craziest thing I've learned the past few days is that Meteora, the company that was the launch pad of Libra and Melania, is sniping its own tokens. Meaning, well, they list them and they snipe them. They list them. They're able to buy them up super duper cheap because they know when it's happening, millions of dollars at a time, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions, not for sure. And then, of course, they're able to dump it on people as they raise the price up. That's a classic pump and dump VC play. And now it all kind of comes together. Because when I've been talking to different heads of projects, just some ones that I've worked with in the past, and just say how things are going. Yeah, it's okay. How's the funding? Because you need funding. You need fresh liquidity to make things move. They go, yeah. They go, we've talked to the VCs, the ones that have, been with us before. And they said, yeah, we're not going to do it. And the new VCs say, are you a meme coin or are you AI? And if you're not either of those, we're not going to invest into you. And he's like, and a couple of people said, I don't know why they are so big into meme coins. Now, obviously, it's just a whole new game. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The VCs are here stacking the deck against you. And they've been dumped on you the whole time. Funny times, huh? So with that, he says, it seems almost unbelievable because and this is what's crazy. Meteora, it seems almost unbelievable because the platform made more than 300 million the past month and 40 million on the day of Libra alone off fees. And that's the thing about greed. These guys could have made $300 million, right? For the fees. I mean, they made $40 on Libra, just off the fees. And then they were also sniping. So the fees are one thing. I mean, that's the market. You got to get paid for your services. I have no problems with that. But if you just would have shut your mouth and just done the things that were right, you'd be sitting on $300 some million. If this is true, Kelsier's a pawn and makes sense. Like why let Kelsier make hundreds of millions of billions of dollars? Kelsier made the idiots here. Kelsier does the dirty work, takes the heat. Meteora / Jupiter, which is one of the top decentralized exchanges on Solana. Make literally billions of dollars. It's just speculation, but it all makes sense. And lastly, it's all unraveling. In the past hour, we found out that Jupiter owner Meow is the real owner of Meteora. Ben lied about having no involvement with Libra, and Kelsier launches and was fired from Meteora. Gotta imagine Solana and its execs knew this the whole time. Now, this is just hearsay from a guy who's got a very goofy emblem for his profile pic, but so far a lot of things that he said have been true, and we'll have this all unravel as time goes on. And of course, you can do your own research moving into it. But this is what we know, and this is probably why Solana itself is down 40%. And this was the last thing. We'll move on. Beanie says, my crypto portfolio is venture. Much of it is Solana ecosystem. I hate seeing this unfold, but it's the washout that we need, just like FTX and Luna. The game is rigged. The entire foundation of Solana is essentially a max extract engine called Meteora, Jupiter, all the way to the top. And that may be true. And we'll get to this other part in a second. But again, I will reiterate what I said before. The chains are agnostic. They do what they do. It's the people behind the chains that are pulling the levers, that are screwing good people out of their money. And it's not right. I think the best way that you can avoid all this is you can just avoid meme coins altogether. Again, if you want to gamble a little bit, that's fine. But you know that, in casinos, at least you have a chance you can win, right? There's a reasonable chance. It's not high chances. But here it just seems like people are just getting screwed left and right. And it's just a good lesson for us. It's like, okay, you got me on that one. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't shame me again. Whatever George Bush said before. So just take that with a grain of salt and just be aware that these people are here just to extract maximum value out of you. And also, just so you know, as far as Solana, 2 billion Solana unlock is incoming. I had no idea this was happening. Is it time to hold, short, or sell Solana? So it looks like 11.2 million SOL tokens will unlock on March 1st. All right. So let's see. I guess Solana tokens unlock schedule in 2025. Let me see here. March. Wow, that was 2024. And you're looking at, I guess you have a point here. 9 billion. 750 million, 856,000. That's quite a bit. So that's going to happen on March 1st. Interesting. And then there'll be more unlocks. Is there one bigger than that? No. That's the big one. So the majority of SOL was purchased from FTX auctions at $64 by Galaxy. Still a very healthy profit. By the time this SOL unlocks, either 1 billion of SOL will be produced via inflation and likely dumped as well. So now it's up to you. Now you can make your decision about what you want to do. But I just want to bring this to your attention. And, whatever it is. Me personally, I hold Solana in my portfolio. And, I don't know. We'll take a look at these things. But it's not looking good for sell pressure coming up for Solana. And we'll go from there. I will say this, though. Ben, on his website, I was taking a look at some of his wristbands. The XRP is at the highest wristband right now, 0.72. Solana is right up there, almost 0.6. Bitcoin is a lower risk level at 0.56. And I was taking a look at this Cardano. Ethereum is at 0.5. Monero's at 0.51. Chainlink 0.52. BNB 0.46. Hedera 0.45. Doge 0.4. Render. And then look at this SWI, which is supposed to be the next Solana killer. It's only at 0.335. Now, of course, these things shift as time moves on, but it was interesting. I'm like, sweet, huh? 0.335. Well, what would that look like as far as a risk level of 0.5? $4.38. Okay, now we're talking. 0.6, $6, 0.7, 10, 0.816. Again, this is all speculation, but I don't know. Maybe that's the play. Maybe it's Cardano. Maybe it's Chainlink. Maybe it's Monero. I have no idea. It's up to you. So that's what we have in that section. Let me know what you think about that. I'm sure it's going to be spicy in the comments. And lastly, before we move on to Q&A, FTX. Congratulations if you held out. Looks like you're going to get some money back. And this is what's happening. Now, there's going to be a ton of scams out there. You're going to get a bunch of emails. You're going to get a bunch of calls. I linked in the description this to the official website for the FAQ for the distributions. I want you to read all this stuff. Don't do anything until you read this FAQ for FTX, please, because if not, you probably lose some things as these funds are getting rolled out. And what's interesting about this rollout, and I had actually remember this part, was that people were like, "Yay, I'm going to get my money back." Not really. You're going to get the money back as of the petition date, which was November 11th, 2022. So whatever if you had like a Bitcoin of like one Bitcoin, you're not going to get $95,000 or whatever it is today. You're going to get whatever Bitcoin was on November 11th, 2022, which is like the bottom of the cycle. Now you do get some type of principal recovery, accrued interest. So like if you had like, again, 100% of like one Bitcoin, you might get 1.2 valuation of the Bitcoin, which would be like 120% of whatever the price of Bitcoin was on that day, which I will remind you, this is the earliest I could find. It was 13th of November, 2022. Bitcoin was $16,000. So maybe you get like 20,000, I guess. Yeah, it sucks. What are you going to do? Ethereum was $1,200 back then. BNB was 276. XRP 34. Whew, that would hurt. Cardano's not too bad, 33 cents. Dogecoin, that's going to hurt, 0.08. Polygon, I don't know how much it is. And that's what we have. So congratulations, everybody. You're going to get some money back, but they're still going to screw you over. And that's it for today. So like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. We talk about it's time sensitive. Now let's get into the little Q&A and go from there. And after that, I have to run to the beach and shake all this slime that is our crypto market off me. Let's see. Didn't know that. Unfortunately, you cannot buy Monero on any centralized exchange, and some DEXs do not allow you to exchange it either. This is by far the best crypto coin that's in a set supply of 18 million. I thought, wow, yeah. Yeah, I remember Monero back when I got in 2017 was supposed to be the best thing, and looked to be a solid project, but apparently a lot of the institutions bend the knee to the powers that be, because it is, I mean, from what I understand, very private chain. You can do transactions without Big Brother knowing, but that's where we're at. Let's see. Baron, crypto regulation will be tough. Anyone thinking that all the garbage is going to pass because of Trump, you're disappointed. No, I think this is a wake-up call for everybody, and even for the people in the administration. Maybe they thought, oh, this is actually, like a really, I mean, they've got smarter people than me up there, like David Sachs and a ton of people that can take a look at this objectively and say, this market is highly manipulated, and we need to make sure this doesn't happen because people are going to keep getting screwed over. Or they could just let it all run by its way and just, say, hey, whatever happens, happens. Which, me personally, I wouldn't mind that so much, because then hopefully we could all help each other and educate, and people hopefully they wouldn't lose everything. But yeah, I don't know anybody who watches this show after watching at least this video is going to be like, it's going to be great, getting a massive amount of meme coins. I think you're probably look to more established projects, one that have stood the test of time and will be here for a while. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Sol is the biggest scam in this market besides Luna FTX. I used to think on those terms. I used to really hate Solana because I was like, those damn VCs. But then, in 2022 and everything collapsed and they knew about it, I was thinking to myself, okay, well, now they're going to get their comeuppance. But they probably sold, and they probably sold a lot. They probably dumped on everybody. And my question to you is, if they are VCs and they're still in, why would they still be in? Because if you bought it at pennies on the dollar, right? Like Chamath did, Kali Hippolyta, and like David Sachs did, which I still think he's got a pretty sizable amount. Don't you think they would have sold before that big, humongous sell-off in 2022? Or at least got rid of a big bulk of it. And then it kind of became fair, right? You went from $242 for high, or whatever it was, to roughly $9. Now you just shake out all the VCs and go, okay, well, here we go. Unfortunately, with those unlocks, I think that doesn't make things too fair. But I still look at it and go, there is a place for every different project that's out there. I know some people hate Cardano, some people love Cardano. I see it as the most as one of the most safest out there. I think Bitcoin is the most decentralized and the safest crypto and unhackable out there still. And that's why I have the majority of my portfolio into it. But if you're looking for safety, I see it that way. If you're looking for speed and you just want to get some things out, I think Solana is pretty good. Also, I think Base on Ethereum, which is a layer 2 solution, is extremely fast and extremely cheap. Have you used it yet to transfer USDC? So simple, so fast, and so cheap. So, but let's be honest. First of all, Base doesn't even have a token, and Base is super centralized. I'm pretty sure it's like 2 computers in Brian Armstrong's bed. That's about it. I just don't see it, but we'll see. Rob, can we go home yet? I'm tired. Ben just did a banger of a video today. If you want to watch that, it's pretty good analysis. He thinks we have a little ways to go. And that's probably what's going to happen. Plato, that's not true. I can't even buy a beer with the value of my soul bag now. Can't even down my sorrows. Have you looked into Milwaukee's Best? If you go to any gas station in the Midwest or parts of the South, you will find that right next to the chicharrones, and it's extremely cheap. And I think you can get like a 10-pack or a 12-pack for, I think, a nickel or something like that. So there's always options. I mean, you might have renal failure. It's disgusting, but options are there. JH says a lot of haters, a lot of chains on there today. There's a lot of haters. That's okay. That's just how it is. Hello, Cat. Vesting schedule. Yeah. You have some unlocks. These are the things that happen. I'm surprised they still have this many unlocks this late in the game. Didn't they come out in 2020? Ed, Base is so slow. And man, look, when I sent my USDC, it was super fast. I don't know. I used Coinbase. I sent USDC from my account to somebody's account. They got it just like that. Super quick. Oh yeah, based on Optimism, which Optimism is a layer 2, which is on Ethereum. Bitcoin is captured. I agree with Ben. Yeah. James likes so. Yeah, I get a lot of questions. What do you think James is going to say? What do you think James is going to say? I don't know. I have to go watch his show. Yeah, that's right. Ugh, ICE. Milwaukee's Best. Nah. Julio says, why hasn't World Mobile WMTX been listed on a centralized exchange like Coinbase? Not for sure. They've made the pivot to Base as well as Cardano and BNB and I think another one. But yeah, they're multi-chain. They should be listed relatively soon. I'm not going to say I have inside information. I'm just saying that I think it's what it is. And then Gee says, a lot of you will get rug pulled soon on Bitcoin. That's the longest rug pull I've ever seen. 2009. It's Jungle Inc. Popping champagne bottles. Waiting for the next bull run. Give everybody a bunch of alpha right now. Hey, buddy. Dun, dun. Let's see. Matting. I'm surprised Tom doesn't have a Binance listing. I'm surprised too. I heard a rumor that they might be selling off Binance. CZ came on and said that's not true. We've had multiple offers, but we'll never sell Binance. But I'm just like, if you had multiple offers throughout the years and never said anything, why are you saying things now? It's a good question. Louis says, Rob, was it like this in the last bull run, the purge before the run? Let's take a look. So there's two famous pictures I'm going to show you. This is the one you're probably used to, where this is from 2016. Remember, this is 2016. 2016 to the 2017 bull run. Can you imagine going down almost 40% on Bitcoin? So if you went down almost 40% on Bitcoin, what do you think the alts did at that point in 2016? They were down 70%, They were down 80%. Some were down 99%. And they came down here. And everything rallies into 2017, right? So you're in 2017, everything's looking great. And then you have a rally up, January, February. And then what's this in February? 33% down. Crash. Pullback. Reduction, whatever you want to call it. And then it goes like crazy to June, then July, and then it goes down another 40%. And then it goes up and it goes down. And even like towards like the end, like November, where is this? October, November, there was still a 30% pullback. But those are the early days. What about recently? Well, as a reminder, this is March 2021. Over here is January, February. Do you know that we had a 25% reduction? 25%. So I went from roughly 40,000 to 29 something or other, right? Do you know what happened to the alts during that time? They also went down way, way more. And that again was somewhere in February, January, February. Where are we now? February. And then we had this monstrous run up, just like I just showed you, 89%. Everybody's happy. We're so back, bro. And then it dunked again. Then March, another big run up. And this is where we hit like one of our, actually it was over here. It went 30, 18, then 21. This is where we hit like our first peak. Then it went down, a little recovery, and then it really went down 65%. Look at that, 65% in a bull run. And then it went up 43 and 24. So like right now, if like, even with Solana down 40% in 30 days, par for the course. Wake me up when it goes down 90%. Then I'll be like, you know what? That's kind of steep. So good question. All right. I didn't know that. Tommy says, price of 1 kilo of gold is the same as 1 Bitcoin. Damn. Should have bought more gold. Ooh, Ed says, contrary would likely be voting on Cardano native tokens listed on tier 1s. Has Charles backing. Well, they should do that. They should do that. PBR, also a solid choice. Yeah, you know, I would go for PBR too. Let's see. Yeah, me too. The only time I've ever been surprised is when my wife agreed to marry me. Yeah, that's pretty much the same way. Maybe Binance for other deals. Forced to sell. Forced to sell. Yeah, that could be it. Good question. Evo said, has anyone ever been in trouble for using a VPN to trade futures in the US? I've been doing it a lot lately. I don't do that. I don't do trade futures. Does anybody use a VPN to trade futures? Is that a problem? Can't you do that here? But you could. See, now everybody wants a beer. Look at that. That's the power of suggestive reasoning. Very similar, very similar. Fundamentals haven't changed. Bitcoin is down 13.7 since all-time high. Rusty is correct. Hey, you know what? Here's another good one. Here's another good one. There's this website. Go to CoinGo Live. And what's great about this is you can see, just like what Rusty pointed out, like the price drop from the all-time highs. And you can see that, like, yeah, let's just do this. Percentage to the high. You need to go up 15% from what Bitcoin is at. Wow, it's at 94,000. Oh, man. You know what you're going to see on X pretty soon. Okay, everybody, this is your last chance to buy Bitcoin under 95K. And then let's see. ETH, holy smokes. You got to go up 85% to hit the high. XRP, only 35%. Tether had an all-time high of $1.32. That's not how it's supposed to be, but all right. 23% for BNB. It's pretty good. Solana, holy smokes. You have to go up 76% to hit its all-time high. You know what's funny? Ben was talking about this in our last NFA. He was talking about how Solana is following the exact same path of Ethereum as it tracks to bleeding against Bitcoin. And I was like, is that true? And he showed the chart. I was like, I'll be damned. And look at that, 85% to its all-time high for Ethereum. Everybody's making fun of ETH. Now everybody can make fun of Solana, 76%. Doge, Needs to go up 195%. Okay, well, that's pretty bad. ADA, not looking too good. Before everybody gets all happy with their ADA bags, you need to go up 311%. Ouch. So now the Cardano people are thinking to themselves, yeah, but there's just more upside. What are you talking about? Tron 83, Chainlink, great project, does great things. Everybody uses it, needs an oracle, needs to go up 200%. It's down 66%. That is sad. But Avalanche is one of the worst. 500, look at this. 500% to hit its all-time high. $23 to 144 bucks. Wow. And on we go. So I don't want to bore you to death, but check out that website. Pretty crazy. SBF manipulation, 2021, true. Bailey. Have you looked into Zen? It's on Binance Smart Chain, ETH, Polygon, AVAX, ETH, POW, Moonbeam, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of partners. Let's see. Time to be really careful is now. The bull is nearing its end. Maybe. We'll see. Some people say it's over. Some people say it's just hasn't really started yet. I still say, you know, Bitcoin is up a good 6x, or was at its all-time high from its all-time low. So, or not all-time low, cycle lows. I'm okay with this. And Willy Wonka, two to say. ETH too expensive, Souls that 8 is about to take the lead. We'll see. And I'll just leave everything with this. That digital asset D.A.N has the worst choice in all of beers. Natty Ice. That's it for today. So look, you like today's video, thumbs up, subscribe, all the great stuff. Thanks so much, everybody, for sticking with me. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Adios.